Political respite. For my friends on this call that are from public media, you are going to totally understand this. For those that are not in public media, this is going to be a nice little tidbit for you because this works definitely with all different types of purpose-driven organizations. We all know that for those of you in the United States, we are coming into a political year. We're going to have a presidential election in 2024, and there's also going to be many state elections, what have you. If you watch television, if you listen to radio, if you consume any type of media, the closer we get to the election, the more political ads we see and we hear. They bombard our airways so much so that, like this little girl in the picture, we want to cover our eyes, we want to cover our ears. It's very overwhelming to hear and see all of this, right? What else is going on is that there are regulations that radio, television stations have to abide by in order to how these spots are aired. And this is the time of year where no matter how big of an advertiser you are on ABC, NBC, CBS, what have you, there's a very distinct possibility that your ads could get bumped. There's a distinct possibility that Burger King and McDonald's could have ads right after each other, and they're not very happy about that. So this is something public media has taken advantage of for a very long time, because if you're a consumer of public media, you probably know that there's no political advertising on radio, on NPR or political station, or I'm sorry, on NPR or other public media stations, as well as no political advertising that is taken on PBS. This is per FCC. This was a great time for public media stations to get new types of sponsors on the air. Why? Because every other place they've gone to is now just bombarded and they can't get the placements they used to get. So keeping that in mind, based on the conversations I'm having with larger Fortune 1000 companies and other larger organizations, they're very interested in finding programs and organizations to support that are basically respite, events, workshops, any type of messaging where they're not around what's going on in terms of political messaging. So we call this political respite. So if you happen to be speaking to marketing companies, or you happen to be dealing with agencies about your philanthropic sponsorship, don't be afraid to remind them, well, I think something else that you might want to consider about us is we're political respite for you. There's a big political year coming up next year in 2024, and you don't have to worry about things like getting bumped or being around political messaging. That's not what we do. That is going to be a huge selling point for you if you're speaking to advertising agencies or marketing departments, if you are talking to marketing. If you're talking to corporate social responsibility or corporate philanthropy, this is also a nice reminder, because those areas of the company really want to stay community focused. And they don't want to be around anything that's too, what we call advertising. It's all about enhancing their brand through their partnership and their thought leadership with you. So this is also something that resonates in that area as well.